Good morning. Some reason we're on an angle today. Don't know. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Oh, angle's good. How are you all? Welcome to today's yoga practice. My name's Rose. I don't think anyone's on yet, but that's okay. I know a lot of people jump on and do these classes at a later stage, so we'll keep going. So a really typical spring day today. Woke up with the rain. It's quite mild. The sun is out now. Who knows what's going to happen? Anyway, enough chitter chatter. I had a quote and I left it inside. I had a little poem that I was going to read to you, and it was something to do with how birds sing at dusk and dawn and how we've kind of forgotten to. So it's about celebrating, and it had to do with celebration. So my focus this week has been to celebrate what we have. I know there's a lot of, with everything that's been going on, which we're not going to mention, you know, we can't do this and we can't do that, but what about what we can do? What about celebrating what we have? So, so throughout the practice, as you come into each pose, rather than if there's a pose that you wish you could go deeper in, or you feel you can't do it to whatever level that you've seen on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, celebrate what you can do. And and I think if you keep bringing your mind back to that, if your mind starts to gallop around with different thoughts, bring it back to what you can do and celebrating and appreciating that. And maybe use your breath as well as a focus. That can really help you come into the here and now. You know, I'm constantly talking about being present in the present moment, and this is the moment that we've got. And in saying that, in this little studio space that we've created here at home, I noticed a wall hanging that I hadn't read properly before that my daughter had put up. So I'll just read that to you. The secret of health for both mind and body is not to mourn the past, not to worry about the future, nor to anticipate troubles, but to live the present moment wisely and earnestly. So there you go, all about the present moment. Anyway, enough talk. Let's come to our mat in a seated position. So you can sit cross-legged, you could sit up on a chair, you can sit in any way that is comfortable for you. It does not have to be on the floor. If you have any props like a cushion, blocks or anything at all, please grab them. Have them handy, because they're always handy to have handy. When you're sitting, if you do sit cross-legged on the floor and it's a bit tricky, you kind of curve into your lower back how I am now, grabbing a prop, whether it's a book, a block, a cushion, sitting yourself up lets your knees drop below your hips, and it kind of tilts your hips forward and lets you lengthen through your spine. So find that comfortable seated position, take a really big breath in, and then palms together, let the hands float to your heart centre and let the thumbs lightly rest on the centre of your chest. Close down your eyes. Come into really noticing your breath and taking a moment just to pause and really notice this present moment. Not concern yourself with the future or the past. The past is gone. The future's not here yet. We've just got this moment. If you'd like to set an intention, whether it is celebrate, gratitude, might be to come back to your breath, anything at all, set it now. And how we use our intention through our practice is anytime you notice you're starting to gallop around in your mind with thoughts, which is really natural and normal, you just kind of pull that thought or that focus of your mind back to that intention, whether it's your breath or a word. Let's do another breath in, reach up really big. Turn towards your left, bring the right hand to the outside of the left knee, left hand behind. So this can be in any way that you're sitting. Lift up tall and rotate. Doesn't have to be in a cross-legged position. Rotate around as much as you can, getting that release through the spine. Stay here for another in-breath. And out-breath. Next time you breathe in, let's reach up really big. Turn towards your right, bring the left hand across, right hand behind, lift up, rotate. Try to soften, so notice any parts of your body that are resisting, and try and soften those areas. Let's take another breath in here. Safely exhale. And again, breath in, come up. Do that one more each side. So turn to the right, the left, sorry. Right arm comes across, left hand behind and rotate. In saying that, I think on your screen we're opposite. So I think it's totally flipped. So you're probably thinking, what's she saying? Take another breath in. As you exhale, turn that a little bit more if your body allows you to. And then reach up really big through the middle. Let's go the other way again. So we're going to the right, or the opposite to what you just did. Right hand behind, left hand around. Lift up tall, rotate. Another breath in. As you exhale, rotate that a little bit more. Big breath in, come up through the middle. Float the hands to your heart center. Let the thumbs lightly touch the center of your chest. Close down your eyes and pause. Reach up really big, breath in. Fold forward. Your fold forward could be here, which is fine. If you can fold further forward, go there. It's not a competition. It's about doing what feels best for you. Folding over as far as you can. I like to remove the block when I do this. Folding over as far as you can. Trying to reach your arms. So if it's here, it might be hanging the head forward and getting a release through the back of the neck and the shoulders. If you can fold further forward, extend the arms, but soften the shoulders and feel length down the sides of your ribs. Let the crown of your head drop down as well. Whichever position you're in, take another big breath in. Stay as you exhale. Gently bring yourself up. Hands rest on your knees. So it doesn't matter which way you're sitting. You can rest your hands on knees or maybe a bit wider. And as we take a breath in, we'll rotate, bring the right shoulder to the left. So let the breath go. As you come forward, left shoulder to right. Big circles. Breath in up the top. Let the breath go as you circle forward. Really big circles, getting movement in your spine. Maybe you've been doing, there's those few asanas that have been getting around called keyboard asana. Where you sit at your keyboard a lot. It's on a couch or at a desk. So we're going to focus on opening up those areas. Back to the middle, go the other way. So breath in, as you come over to the right, left shoulder comes across, round to the left with the right. That's it. Nice movements. Maybe there's a cricking and a cracking. Circling around, coming back to middle. Take a big breath in. Hands float back to heart center, check back in. Have you got that intention set? And if you don't set one, that's fine. It's your practice. Do what feels right for you. Come over onto your hands and knees. So whether you pull yourself forward or turn sideways like me, set yourself in tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a breath in, drop the belly, lift the crown of the head and sit bones into cow. Breath out, stretch the back to the ceiling. Drop the crown of the head. Move with your breath. So breath in, we come into cow. Breath out, we stretch up into cow. Keep going with this movement, remembering you're more than welcome to change the movement to something else if that suits you better. Or maybe even pause. I like to pause sometimes in cow and cat. I pause in cow, I can take a couple of breaths, letting my belly drop, opening up the front of my body, gripping the fingers, drawing the collarbones open. And I'll take one more breath here. And I stretch up into cat and I pause here. And I feel my back open. I drop the crown of the head, drop the sit bones, soften my shoulders. Feel my back open. Movement or stillness. We're going to do 5 more breaths with whatever you're doing. Whether you change the movement, whether you stay in stillness, that's up to you. I reckon we've got about 3 more breaths to go. If you've got socks on, whip them off. And maybe anything else. 2 more breaths. Maybe not anything else, just to continue weight. I've lost count. 1 more breath in. And stretch it up. Tuck your toes, lift up to a downward facing dog. When you get to down dog, once again, movement or stillness. I like to have a bit of a pedal. It opens up the back of my legs. If this is your first bit of movement for today, deliberate movement, if you haven't got out and walked those dogs because it was raining, be a bit gentle. Be aware that maybe those calves and hamstrings are going, what the? Come high on the balls of your feet. Sink both heels down. Maybe they stay up high. They might sink down closer to the floor. That's fine. Do what feels right. Tilt your sit bones. Draw your thigh bones back. Broaden through the upper back. Rotate the upper arms in and under and push your hands forward and down into the mat. Eye gaze is back between the toes. Take another breath in. And let it go. Next breath in, float forward to your plank. Bend your knees, scoot back to your down dog. So you can breath in. So it's a ripple forward, a little bit forward of the wrists and coming back. Work with your breath, and it doesn't matter if your movement is different to mine. It's about doing what's best for you. Eventually meet in our downward facing dog. Come high on the balls of feet, knees bend, look to hands. Make your way to the top of your mat. Release in the wrists, feet together or apart, that's up to you. Knees bend as much as you need for your belly to touch your thighs. Place your hands on your shins. Next in breath, half lift, straighten arms, legs and back. And release down. Sweep all the way up. Take a breath, come up. Catch the left wrist, pull up and over as you let the breath go to the right. Breath in through the middle, we'll swap it over. Catch the right, pull up and over. Big breath in, swan dive forward. Half lift. Hands land, step back to your plank and pause in your plank. Now knees or toes is entirely up to you. But let's lengthen through the crown of our head all the way down to our tailbone. Push the mat away and be strong. So the lower ribs, imagine we're trying to get them to crunch to the tip of the hips. Take one more breath. Lift up to your downward facing dog. Breath in, let's float forward. Let's do that rolling plank again and out. Getting some movement, ripple, ripple, ripple. Pause in your downward facing dog. Little walk maybe, up to you. Take one more breath here. Let it go. Breath in, let's float forward, knees or toes. Take another breath. As you let the breath go, lower all the way to the elbows, scratch sides of body, land your belly, release your toes, keep your hands beside your ribs. Half lift, look forward. Sorry, not half lift, little cobra, sorry. And come down. And again, lift up. And down. One more. And down. Keep the hands where they are. Push yourself up and back to child's pose just for a moment. Keep the arms extended forward. Take a long breath in. Let it go. Walk your hands off to the left as far as you want. Right hand on top. Pull back into that right hip. Take a breath in. Let it go. Bring the hands over to the right. Left hand on top. Take a breath in. Let it go. Come back to middle. Come up onto hands and knees. Tuck toes. Downward facing dog. Side pedal. High on the balls of the feet. Knees bend. Look to hands. Make your way to the top of your mat. Half lift. And release. Sweep up. Big breath. And let's swan dive forward. Bend the knees so hands land on the floor. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee down to the mat. Release toes. Let's sweep our arms up. Pistol grip the fingers. Reach the fingers to the ceiling. Squeeze your ears with your biceps, the muscles in your upper arm, but try to soften your shoulders. Let's lift up really tall through the crown of our head, but draw down through the tailbone. So I want you to really consciously engage that right glute and feel an opening through the front of your right hip flexor. Take another breath in. As you release, hands land on the floor, or if you've got blocks or something else, you could use them to land the hands. Fold forward, lengthen through the back of your front leg. Nose aims to toes. Take a breath here. As you let it go, come forward again, back into our low lunge. Anjali Asana. Soften through the shoulders, squeeze the muscles with the ears. Engage through the glutes. It's like you're trying to draw the right knee and the left heel towards each other as well. Take another breath. And let's fold forward again. Lengthen back. Come forward and up. This time, let's bring our hands together to heart center, to the center of your chest. Rotate towards the left. See if you can hook the right elbow and rotate. So we've still got the engagement of the glutes, especially the right side. The length, but we're rotating and releasing through our spine. Take another breath here. And release. Hands straight to the floor, lengthen back. Walk the hands forward, tuck the toes of the back foot and lift the back knee. Right hand floor or block, left hand slips up. Reach it up as big as you can, peel back, look at the ceiling as you breathe in. As you release, let's sweep that left arm underneath our left leg. Breath in, open up, peel back. And breath out. One more big breath in. And breath out. Both hands land on the floor. We're stepping our front foot, our left foot back into a plank. Broaden through your upper back, lengthen through your tailbone. Take a long breath in, knees or toes, as we lower all the way to the mat. Release our toes, extend your arms back behind you. Eye gaze on the mat underneath you. Palms down, lift your chest. Come back down, lift your legs, squeeze your thighs together, so zip them up. Come back down. Stay with one or the other, or lift both. Come back down. Once again, stay with one or the other, or lift both. Maybe even add in arms. Wherever we are, let's pause for 3 breaths. Big breath in and out. 2 more. Eye gaze underneath. 1 more. And release down. Hands beside ribs. Push up and back to child's pose. Sink back. Take a breath in here. Walk the hands over to the left, right hand on top. Pull back as you let the breath go. Breath in. Walk the hands over to the right, left hand on top as you pull back. Breath in. And release it. Hands back to middle. Come back up onto hands and knees. Tuck toes, lift up to your downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Breath in as you float forward to plank. Knees bend as we scoot back. And let's do 2 more of them. Remembering, everything is an option. If you'd rather do something different, that's absolutely fine. Once we're back in our down dog, slight pause. Stillness or movement, come high on the balls of the feet, look to hands, step or jump. Half lift. Let it go. Sweep up. Catch left wrist, release. Up through middle. And release. Breath in, swan dive forward, all the way down. Hands land, left foot steps back. Lower the left knee. Sweep the arms up, release the left toes. Anjaneyasana, pistol grip. Pointer fingers point at the ceiling, muscle squeeze ears, shoulders soften. Engage the glutes, especially on the left side. Open up that left hip flexor. Take another big breath in here. And fold it forward. Lengthen through the back of your right leg, drawing the right hip back, toes flex back. Breath in, let's come through. Soften the shoulders, squeeze the muscles into the ears. Soften the shoulders, take another breath. And let's fold over. Coming forward, take a breath in. Bring the palms together up above you, float them down to heart center. Turn towards your right. Hook your left elbow on the outside of your right leg. Rotate as much as you can. Remember that intention. Are you celebrating? Have you got gratefulness or gratitude happening? Or is it your breath or something else? Take another breath here. And release hands to floor or blocks as we lengthen back. Walk the hands forward. Tuck toes at back foot. Lift the knee. Left hand plants firmly. Floor or blocks. Right arm sweeps up. Long breath in. And release. And again, breath in. And out. One more. Peel back, look at the ceiling if you can. And release down. Both hands land. Step back to plank. Pushing the mat away. Take a big breath in. Now up to you, you can take your Chaturanga Dandasana. If you know what I'm talking about, go for it. If you're not sure, lower all the way to the mat. Release your toes. Come to whatever back bend suits you at the moment. Come back, re-tuck toes, meet back in our downward facing dog. Lots of instruction and garbled talking, I'm sure. Back in down dog, good chance to reset. High on the balls of the feet, knees bend, look to hand, step or jump. Half it. Sweep up. Catch the left wrist up. Breath in and release. Breath in, let's sweep the arms wide behind, interlace the hands, draw them down. Let the shoulder blades squeeze together and the shoulders open. Keep drawing the lower ribs down into the hips, so not letting them splay outwards, drawing them down. Eye gaze fixed on one spot, maybe lift the toes, spread them, anchor them back down. Release the hands, take a breath in. Sit back into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Feet and knees together or apart, but they do the same thing. Take another breath, sink a bit lower if you can, then release all the way down. Half lift. As you release the breath, you step or jump back to a plank. Take your Chaturanga Dandasana, your flow, lifting to whatever back bend suits you, and we'll meet back in our downward facing dog. Whew. Pause once you get to down dog. Hands push forward and down. Push the thigh bones back. Tilt the sit bones. Float your right leg up really long and bend and open the knee. So there's a rotation in the hip here. Pretty much starts at the mid back or maybe lower back, depending on your back. But we're squaring the shoulders to the mat. So we're all going to look different here. Maybe you can see your toes if you look underneath your left armpit. Take another long breath in. Float forward, bring your right knee to your right elbow or tricep. Come back up. Long through the leg, then bend and open. Take another long breath in. Let's float forward, touch right knee to left elbow. Come back up. Long, bend and open. Take a long breath in. Float forward, right knee touches nose or forehead. You're stepping through, finding your warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. So back foot plants down on roughly a 45. Out to the side a little, back foot is left. Right foot points forward. Reach the arms up, soften the shoulders. Take a really big breath in, sweep the arms wide, interlace, draw them down. Let the shoulders open, shoulder blades squeeze. As we float our body forward to our humble warrior. Let the arms float up. Let's focus on drawing our right hip back as if our feet are trying to join each other, but we're bending into the right knee, letting the crown of the head hang, releasing through the neck. Abs, that core, switch it on. Take one more breath. And come up, release. Reach up really tall, big breath in. Reach forward with your hands, float the back leg up. Try to straighten both legs, reaching long through the arms. Take 2 more breaths here. You're lucky I've got a really irritated right glute, so we're not staying for too long in any of these. 1 more breath, then a big step back, find your high lunge, your crescent lunge. So in crescent lunge, we've got right foot forward, left foot back, left heel is lifted. Let's reach up tall, straighten everything. Keep the arms straight as we bend both knees. Bend both knees. Arms keep reaching up. Palms face each other, they're roughly shoulder distance apart. And now we're going to straighten our back leg. Keep the front knee bent, lift your left thigh, as if you're trying to get that thigh bone towards the ceiling. Breathe. Take another breath in, straighten up. Bend both legs again as you come down. Straighten your back leg, open and twist to the right. Right hand reaches back, left arm forward. Set your eye gaze on one spot. We're holding the poses. We're softening through the shoulder. We're lengthening through the back leg, strong through the front leg. Take 1 more breath in. Safely exhale. Breath in, sweep that back arm, open to your warrior 2. Soften the shoulders, eye gaze forward over your front hand. Now lift the front hip, the right hip, try to square them as much as possible. Some people will be a bit like this, but let's focus on lifting rather than dumping here. Yeah, lifting. Length, open to the long left end. Left side, sorry. Soften. Reach, reverse your warrior. Peel back as much as you can. Keep on with the breath. Come over, land the front elbow, bring the back arm forward, then rotate and look towards the ceiling. You could stay here, or you could extend the lower arm forward. Engage and work. 2 more breaths. Long breath in and out. 1 more. And let's open up to Trikonasana. When you open to Trikonasana, you could chant your heel toe the back foot in a little. Find what works for you. If you've got a block, that inside or even outside the front foot, we're all structured differently, as I tell you, so just find what works. Might let the hand just touch the inside of the shin like me. Maybe it touches the floor. Try not to be like this. Try to peel the shoulders and stack them. Stack the hips. Eye gaze, up to you. It could be forward, could be down, or for an added challenge, maybe it's up. But if that's a bit tricky in the neck, don't do it. Take another breath. And reverse your warrior. Long breath in. Arms windmill, they land either side, the hands still of our front foot. We step back to a plank. Take a breath. Chaturanga Dandasana. Your flow will meet you straight back in down dog. The pauses, the stillness is as important as the movements. I think it's more important because we tend to be go, 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 don't we? So taking time to pause, taking time to be in each moment is a really, maybe a good lesson we can learn from this year. Float left leg up, nice and long. Bend the knee and open the hip. Even pressure on your hands, square your shoulders. Let that left foot come around as much as possible. Maybe you can see it underneath the right armpits. Take a big breath in. Float forward, left knee touches, left arm. Come back up. Long. Take a big breath in. Left knee touches, right. Take it back up. Take a breath. Left knee touches, nose or forehead, before stepping through, finding your warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Back foot is landed. It's on a 45, hips and shoulders face the front, reach up. Arms sweep wide, interlace any way you want. Draw them down. Hips are squared to the front as we float forward into our humble warrior. Let the arms float up, draw the feet towards each other. We're very active, we're drawing our left hip back, letting our head hang. 3 more deliberate breaths here. Long breath in, long breath out. 2 more. And release, arms float up. Take a big breath in. Let's reach forward, float that back leg up, warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Engage, lift up through that inner thigh of the right leg. 2 more breaths. Lengthen both legs. 1 more. Big step back, find your high lunge or crescent lunge. Reach up really big, straighten everything. Keep the arms long as you bend both knees. And then straighten your back leg. Try to lift up through that right back of thigh. Engagement in the glutes. Hips and shoulders squared to the front. Another breath in, straighten up. And keep that back leg straight as we come down. Long and straight, twist to the left. Left arm to the back, right arm forward, rotating. Take a moment to celebrate where you are on your mat. Big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Sweep that arm, come up. Open to your warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Shoulders soften. Lift up that front hip, square them as much as possible to the side. Settle yourself. Reach, reverse your warrior, peel back. Breath in, come over, land front elbow. Reach that back arm up, forward and over. Rotate, look at the ceiling if you can. engagement through everything. Maybe you can float the lower arm forward as well, using your obliques, the sides of your trunk. And then eventually we'll open our arms, heel toe that back foot in, straighten the front leg, Trikonasana, triangle pose. One more breath, and we'll back. Big breath in. Hands land them either side of your front foot. Take your flow. Chaturanga Dandasana. As you exhale, inhale as you come to your back bend. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Long breath in, longer releasing breath out. Let's lift our right leg. Bend the knee and open the hips. Shine that right knee towards the sky. Square your shoulders. Take a big long breath in. Float forward, right knee touches right elbow. Take it up. Long, bend and open. Breath in, right knee touches nose or forehead. Take it up. It's a big curve of the back to do that one, isn't there? Take a breath. Right knee touches left elbow. You might stay here. Maybe you can bring the right hand forward and under. Rotate onto the inner blade of the left foot. Float the left hand up. Extend the right leg to the side. Lots of different variations. Do what feels right for you. 2 more breaths. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. And come round. Bring the hands back. Extend the leg up. Bend and open. Set the foot down. Tricky pose there. Left leg, let's reach it up. Don't think about what's coming. Be in this moment. Not the future, not the past, the present. Let's bend and open that left knee. Take a big breath in. Stay here. Settle. Another breath. Left knee touches left elbow. And come back up. Long, bend and open. Take a breath. Left knee touches nose or forehead. And take it up. Long and strong. Take a breath. Left knee touches right elbow. Maybe this is where you stay holding this twist. Maybe bring the left hand forward and into the middle. Maybe rotate onto the inner blade of the right. Extend the right arm up. Then maybe extend the left leg to the right. 2 more breaths. Breath in. Breath out. 1 more. Come round. Hands land. Come back up. Bend and open. Set the foot down. Float forward to your plank. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Back to downward facing dog. Pause in your down dog. Behind the balls of the feet, look to hand, step or jump to the top of the mat. Half lift. Sink back, Chaturanga. Sorry, not Chaturanga, Utkatasana. Another breath. And let's come all the way up to standing. Catch the left wrist, pull up and over to the right. Through the middle as we breathe in, over to the left as we let the breath go. Big breath in. Arms reach up, soften your shoulders, lift your right knee. Lift your right knee, set your eye gaze on one spot. So remembering you can pause at any stage. You might be holding the wall while you do this, which is fine. Staying here or cross the right ankle over the left knee. Letting the knee fall out to the side or turn to face you. Don't use me as your point of balance, is my advice, because I'll wobble. This might be where you stay. Maybe you can sink low, hands can be up or in prayer. Letting that right knee drop out to the side, bending into the left knee. Maybe you can bring the hands all the way to the floor. So this is a progression to a pose that I can't do. If you've got it in your practice, go for it. Bending as much as you can into the hip and the leg on the left side. Hands forward and down. And you could hook the right ankle over the tricep of the left arm. You might pause here. You might be able to float the legs up. Do what feels best for you. For me, it feels good here, getting a nice big release in my right glute. Wherever you are, when the hands are down, when you're up higher, 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Fix your eye gaze. It's called your drishti, your focus. Then let's all meet up here. Come back up to stalk. Leg up, step it down. Keep the arms up if you can. That's even a bit tricky, isn't it? And then if you're ready, left leg. Remember, a wall is a great prop, or a back of a chair as long as it's a stable chair. Option then to cross the left ankle over the right knee. Let the knee drop out. Then all those previous options, sinking down. Maybe arms can come forward. Gently land on the floor. Bending into everything. Hooking the left foot on the outside of the right arm. Tilting yourself forward. Once you've got that point of balance, you could float the leg up. The back leg, that is. Working and finding. So some people's structure will never allow them to come into some of these poses just because they haven't got the openings in the joints because of bone. Sometimes it's tightness, muscles, tendons, ligaments, but sometimes it's just the bone structure. Let's take 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then eventually meet me up here. It's in our standing, I call it modified half lotus. And then come up to our stalk. Wobble, wobble, before stepping down. So at the top end of our mat, take a big breath in, swan dive forward. Hands come down. I'm moving back so that I don't burn my hair. Let's have the feet together. Come onto the balls of your feet. Let the knees bend out to the side. So we're splaying the knees out to the sides, yeah? Hands are down. So if you've got a different shape for Malasana, this is a different sort of Malasana. If you'd rather have feet down and come into a position like this that we quite often do, go for it. Maybe a seated star if this isn't available to you. But you can see my heels are lifted on the balls of my feet, hands are forward. So once again, if you've got Bakasana, crow, hands come forward, you might be able to lift knees into the outsides of the upper arms and squeeze them in. Go for it, balancing. Or maybe with me, arms extend forward, bottom sinks back, and we get a nice long release in our back. Breathe into it. Long breath in. Long breath out. If you're in Bakasana, crow, see if you can stay there for 2 more breaths. And then eventually, let's all land back down here. So if you're in Bakasana, come back and then sink to your bottom. Extend your legs out in front. Good. Little rock side to side. Reach up really tall. Knees can be bent or straight as you fold long over your legs. So it's a seated forward fold. It's like our standing forward folds. So you might have knees bent for belly to be on thighs, which is absolutely fine. You could slide a prop, whether it's a block or a cushion or something, under the back of your knees or anywhere else. You could perch yourself up on a block or a cushion, which is a good idea because a lot of us kind of sit like this with that curved lower back. Lift, tilt the hips forward. Lifting up onto a prop can help do that. Reach your hands, so whether they grab hold of your calves, your knees, your ankles, or you can wrap them around the backs of your feet. Remember that bone structure, and remember lots of other things come into it. Let's let our head hang, and let's take 3 deliberate in and out breaths here. Long breath in, longer releasing breath out, soften. Slowly release. This up really slowly unwind out of that deep bend. Hands behind, bend the knees, take them a bit wider than the hips. Let the legs drop, just windscreen wiper them side to side. Too bad out there, does it? You know, we've had a few challenges amongst the staff. We had a step temper challenge. We were trying to get everyone to do 10,000 steps a day. And now we've got a challenge with the other aligned leisure sites and other businesses for October. So if you see a few of the staff members of Kidding Your Life out walking, give them a hoy. We're all trying to get those steps up. Good for the health, physical, mental, emotional. All right, let's come to our backs. Have a prop near you. So if you don't have a block, it could be a book, a cushion, just have one handy. Lie back, knees bent, feet flat, and just pause for a moment. Good chance to adjust clothing. Palms down by your side, let the shoulders completely rest. Take the feet wider than the knees, let the knees fall into each other. I like to have my feet mat width. That feels a good distance for me. Take a moment. Long breath in. Sigh out. Pauses. Bring your feet back to hip distance with your prop. Lift your hips and slide it. So I'm going with a lower height to start with, underneath your sacrum. So it's above your coccyx, it's kind of around the lower back area. Rest down on it. Staying here is great. This might be enough. Also, if your head, neck and shoulders are not resting on the floor, how mine are, grab something, cushion, pillow, rolled up blanket, folded jumper, anything at all. Puppy dog. Rest it under your head so that you can rest and relax through the neck and shoulders. I don't want this happening. I want this fully supported. So it can be anything at all. It doesn't have to be a yoga prop. So having this slight lift, it's got a slight opening. This is helping for those asanas I was talking about before, keyboard asana and steering wheel asana. They're new ones flying around. Go figure. So staying here, or if you'd like, you could extend one leg. You could extend both legs. These are all options. So don't think, oh, that's the hardest, I'm going there. See how it feels. And if there's a twinge somewhere, come back. Be smart, be nice. You could even hug a knee in. One isn't better. Another option is if you've got a block, it could be a higher position on the block. All the same options. So it's not a competition. For me at the moment, the lowest is best. So all those steppers out there, all those people that are doing all that extra walking, this is a really good pose to do. Yes, the forward fold to help release through the hamstrings and the back, and this to help release through the front body. So it's my recommendation, especially if you happen to be in my team, Team 3, that you do this. There's no competition, we're all winners because we're doing it. Yeah. It's a little bit funny. Okay, if you've hugged the knee in like I have, I suggest you swap sides. Maybe you've stayed in one position the whole time, maybe you could try another one. It might be that you ease back, it might be that you ease forward. Ease deep. Boy, if I did well, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. So if you aren't doing the pose keyboard asana or steering wheel asana, but you're doing Netflix asana or Stan asana or all those other streaming services, this is a good one for you too. If it's couch asana, I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song. And let's release. So up to you whether you come into a different shape. Wherever you are, let's take 2 more breaths. This is a song. It may be quite simple, but now let's do it. And then eventually, if you've got the prop under there, remove it. The soles of the feet together, let the knees fall out. You could actually stay on the prop and do this as well. If this is too deep in the groin, if it's just like, oh, crossing your ankles, so you've got each ankle supporting the outside of the other lower leg, can be a nice way to come into it. Or using those props, whatever they are, on the outside of each knee. To see what feels best for you. Excuse me for getting away. These things I do. Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining down angle pose. Hands, I like to, pardon me, I like to diamond shape my pointer finger and thumb over my belly button. Maybe you'd like to open the arms above the head, cactus them, whatever feels the best for you at the moment. You tell everybody this is a song. Take 2 more breaths. Breath in. And out. Whether you slide the hands and help the legs up or you bring them up yourselves, bring the legs up. Knees bent, feet flat. Lift the hips, slide the hands, palms down now under that sacrum area. Rest down. This might be where you stay, or you could bend the knees above the hips or extend the legs all the way out. Viparita Karani or waterfall pose, some people call it too. Flexing the feet. It's a real good recovery pose. It's a rejuvenation pose, but it's a relaxing pose. My favourite pose, I do this every single day. Eases the blood back to the heart, so the heart's not working as hard. Drains the legs. Let's see if we can stay here for 5 more breaths. This is really good against the wall as well, so you could slide a prop if you'd rather not have your hands underneath your lower back. You don't have to have hands there. But against the wall, with a cushion or bolster underneath your lower back is nice. Or against the couch or bed, draping your legs over the couch or bed like that. I reckon we've got 3 more breaths. Lying back here, soften the skin, the muscles in your face, all around your eyes, your jaw, your neck. 2 more breaths. Then eventually when you're ready, if you'd like to stay there, of course you're welcome to stay in any pose for as long as you like. If you want to keep coming with me, release the legs down, remove the hands. Let yourself pause for a moment. And then find your position for Shavasana, a position of stillness. Legs long, the traditional position of corpse pose, legs long, arms wide, palms open to the ceiling, closing down your eyes, letting your body fully sink and release back into the mat. If this position doesn't feel good, knees bent, rather than being in a seated position, it's good to be in some sort of supported position. So lying back is ideal, or even propping yourself up as you lie back. Letting everything go. Taking long breaths in, long breaths out. Letting yourself have this time to really be in this moment. This is as important as every other pose that we've done, if not more so important. Come back to that intention. Come back to that breath. Sinking, releasing, letting go. Long breath in, long releasing breath out. No expectation, letting yourself be. Looking deep into the space behind your eyes. Sinking deeper and deeper into your breath, your space, letting yourself have this time to be in the moment. On with your breath, deepening it. Start to become aware of any sounds that you might hear, whether they're in the room that you're in, whether they're outside the room. Be aware of your fingers, how they feel, each finger, each thumb. Be aware of your toes and how they feel. And then the gentle movement just start to organically happen how it wants to happen within your body. Of course, you're more than welcome to stay as you are. If you aren't ready to leave the practice yet, by all means stay in Shavasana. That's a great thing to do. If you're coming along with me, start to wriggle, stretch, groan, creak, crack, and then gently roll to one side. Try to keep your eyes closed, just to keep that softness, that stillness within you, that time to just stay in that snuggly, you know, those moments before you wake up fully. And then slowly push yourself up to a seated position. And once you're seated, sit however you're comfortable. It doesn't have to be the same way you did at the start. But try to reach up tall through the crown of your head, soften your shoulders, soften the sides of your neck. Soften the space around your eyes, the hinge of your jaw. Let the corners of your mouth, the corners of your eyes gently lift. And feel that softness flood your whole body. And come into this moment. Life is a series of moments. The quality of attention and action that we bring to each moment determines the quality of our lives. Keep coming into those moments. Let's start collecting beautiful moments. Practice being still like a mountain but flowing like a river. Bring the palms of the hands together in front of your heart space. Gently touch your thumbs to the center of your chest. Take a really big, deliberate in-breath. Sigh it out. So we're going to finish this practice with an Om. You can join in or not. It's said to be the hymn of the universe. We'll do 2 breaths in and out, and as we let the second breath go, we'll make the Om sound. If you've never done it before, it can feel weird, it can feel funny, it can feel self-conscious. But hey, if you're home on your own or just your family, I'm sure they'll see you do worse. So let's go. Big breath in. Let it go. Second breath in. Namaste. Thank you for taking the time, whether you did the whole class, parts of the class, even if you sat and watched the class, fast forwarded through it. But thank you for taking the time to pause, hopefully, and do something for yourself, and letting me be part of it. Yeah. If you've got any questions, feedback, be a keyboard warrior. No, not a warrior. Be a warrior as in strong for the people. Yeah. Sit in that keyboard asana position. Let us know. I'll be jumping back in for our seniors. We've got Seniors Festival this week, so I'll be jumping back in at 11 o'clock, but not on this page, on the Cardinia Life page. There's an event there. So this is our members page. So hopefully I get it right and I jump into the Cardinia Life page. Yeah, at 11 o'clock. And then Sarah's doing a class tomorrow. And then we've got a Zoom morning tea, so we'd love to see some of your faces. You don't have to be a senior. So what is a senior? You could be a senior child, toddler, 20-year-old, whatever, we don't mind. We'd just love to see you all. We're all in this together, we're all missing seeing each other, so stay safe, get out and do those steps. If you see me, toot, wave. I'm the one in the mask. Much love, everybody. Mwah.